is Nova. Nova is a lesser hedgehog tenrec, or a lesser Madagascar tenrec as they're sometimes called. And I just got her a few weeks ago, so I really just wanted to share her with everybody because she's so cute. So one of the first things you'll read about tenrecs when you look them up is that they are not hedgehogs, although they may look like them. So this is not a hedgehog. And actually they're not even related. You'll see it's a common fact about tenrecs that they're more closely related to manatees and elephants than they are hedgehogs. And this is because of something called convergent evolution, where two different animals have evolved completely independently to have similar characteristics because of their environment. Now, tenrecs are originally from Madagascar, and I believe there's over 30 different species of tenrec. This is only one, and only a few of those species do actually resemble hedgehogs. Some of them look more like shrews or Pokemon. The streaked tenrec is one to Google. So I really fell in love with lesser tenrecs when I first saw them, because to me they look like a Quentin Blake illustration of a hedgehog, or just like a badly drawn hedgehog with their tiny dot eyes and their big ears. I think it can take a little while to get used to them if you're used to looking at hedgehogs, but I just think they couldn't be any cuter, and I actually think they're a little bit cuter than hedgehogs. They're also tiny, and it's really hard to kind of illustrate that on a video, and Nova's also, I think, quite chunky. They're generally around the size of a large Syrian hamster, so really quite a bit smaller than hedgehogs. And what I can't get over is the size of her face. It's so small. She has a minuscule face. And again, it just doesn't, I don't think it shows properly in the video, but she's so teeny, and I'm just in love with her. So having said all of that about how much I love them, they're definitely not an impulse purchase, and I really wouldn't recommend, I mean, I strongly advise against going and buying one as like an impulse purchase. Thankfully they're quite difficult to find, so hopefully that's not an easy thing to do anyway. But their care is quite specific. They do need certain things in order to be healthy. Yeah, they're not something that you just go away and buy without having done a ton of research first, which obviously I did, or I wouldn't be preaching that. I'm not going to get into that too much further now, but what I would say, the one thing I would say about if you're thinking about getting a tenrec is please make sure you're going to a reputable breeder or rescue. Make sure that they're captive bred. So I might do a care video a bit further down the line if people are interested in that. There are a few other YouTubers with tenrecs who've done care videos, which I think are great, so I don't really know if there's much I could add to that. But I could do one showing the setup that I have and so on. Maybe just once I've had her a bit longer. I feel like I should have her a while longer before I go advising anybody else on what they should be doing. But for now, I really just want to show off how incredibly cute she is. Also, I thought I would just take the opportunity to talk about some of the reasons why I think tenrecs are so cool and why I love them so much. So number one, they climb, which they don't look like they should be able to, but they do have longer claws than hedgehogs. They do have kind of longer fingers, and it's something that really sets them apart from hedgehogs, because hedgehogs are not strong climbers. But I've seen tenrecs scale sheer faces. I've seen one climbing the glass side of a vivarium the other day on Facebook. They're incredible, and for that reason some people keep them in cages rather than vivariums, because this means they have more opportunities to climb. I keep Nova in a vivarium, but I've given her loads of branches and ropes and so on for climbing on. And you'll notice when you pick them up as well, she's not going to do it right now because she's half asleep, but you'll notice when you pick them up they really cling to you. They immediately kind of grab onto your hand, and you can pretty much tip your hand upside down and they'll cling on. Again, I'm not going to put her through that right now because she's all sleepy. So number 2, they clean themselves in sand, not water, and it's really not advisable to put them in water. It's not good for them, it's not safe. They just clean themselves and they do it in such a cute way. I haven't managed to catch Nova doing it yet, but I've seen videos of other Tenrecs doing it. They kind of take a paw full of sand and rub it on themselves and do a little bit of a sand dance, and I just think it's amazing and I can't wait to catch her doing it. Number 3, they make a lot of really weird noises. The most common one I think I've heard from Nova is just a kind of squeak, which is really cute, but it's really quiet. She'll go up onto my shoulder and she'll squeak in my ear. Someone sitting next to me wouldn't be able to hear, so I haven't managed to get it on camera for that reason. But it's so cute. It's like she's telling me tiny squeaky secrets. They also make clicking noises. I've heard that just a few times. And they hiss, which was kind of alarming the first time she did that with me. That was a day or so after I got her. I woke her up when she was sleeping, as I did today. And because it was a new home and she didn't really know me, she was 3 when I got her, she wasn't a baby, she hissed at me and it was quite unexpected and a little bit unnerving. But apparently it's very common and I do my best not to wake her up because obviously she didn't appreciate it. 4, their quills are surprisingly soft. I mean, they're not soft. I stepped on one a couple of days ago and I felt that. But they're softer than a hedgehog's and they lie flat most of the time unless they feel really threatened. So you just hardly even notice them. I saw somebody, I think it was another YouTuber, comparing them to the bristles on like a tangle teaser brush, and that's exactly what they feel like. Really not spiky at all. Though you do have to watch if there's one in your carpet. It's not a good thing to step on. And 5, there's really no way to tell males and females apart just by looking kind of at their genitalia. They don't have anything really to speak of on the outside. They're exactly the same. But what you can do is you can look at their faces. Females have this very kind of pointy, straight down face, whereas males have just a much broader face. Males also have swelling around their eyes more often than not, which is so cute. It makes them look really sickly in a good way. But actually one of the things that put me off getting a male, which I really did consider, is that the reason they have those swollen bits is that there are glands in those swollen bits around their eyes that release this kind of milky fluid, which I gather is for marking territory and maybe a few other things. I don't know if it's definitively known all of the functions of that fluid, but it's just a little bit unsettling. If you Google Tenrec eye fluid, I think you'll see what I mean. It looks like they're crying milk, or like someone stuck a pair of googly eyes on, because the white is all surrounding the little black eyes, and it just wasn't for me. But having said that, the males are so cute. I'm really, if it goes well with Nova, I would love to rescue a male at some point. I'm told males also have an odour, which females don't. She smells of nothing. I can stick my head in her vivarium and you can't tell an animal lives there. It's really remarkably clean and with no smell. But males apparently smell a bit like Doritos, which is not such a bad thing, really. And finally, and this is my favourite one, they really love heat under their belly, and this is why she's clinging to me like she is. And what you'll find is if they're a bit sleepy and if they're a bit cold and you take them out, they'll find a warm place on you, whether it's your hand or sometimes it's my chest or my stomach, and they'll splay themselves out, all 4 legs on either side, and flatten themselves on you. and is just simply the cutest thing that I think has ever happened to anyone. I mean, she's not really doing it right now, she's kind of, her feet are at the bottom rather than splayed out. Oh, I feel bad, it's a bright light. I'm sorry, we're almost done. They actually have, they're warm-blooded, but they have among the coldest blood of all the warm-blooded mammals in the world. So they feel actually quite cool to the touch. So they really do appreciate a bit of heat. And that's really all for just now. I kind of, like I say, she's really sleepy and she's being a sweetheart. I tried to do this video yesterday and she was hyper. She was climbing over my shoulder, all up and down my arms, rarely staying still. I'll maybe put some clips from that at the end to show you the difference, because this is not her all the time. But having said that, they are really quite chilled. Apparently they're a lot more chilled than hedgehogs, generally speaking. I think it's really important to stress that whenever we talk about their kind of personalities, because it really does depend on the individual. And I do think that Nova is reasonably active as far as they go. It's hard to say. She's still so new, she's still settling in. Obviously right now she's very chilled. But yeah, I adore her. I'm really happy to do more videos. I'm planning to do more videos with her. So if anyone has any questions or recommendations or requests, I would be happy to try and meet them. And I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. Actually, apparently the most common one I've heard Nova do is a squeak. Just little tiny squeaking noises that I'm yet to catch on camera because they're so quiet. I still can't quite believe how small she is. Blooper.